Maximizers, welcome to my live. How is everyone doing tonight? Let me get my microphone. I love this microphone. I love this microphone. It makes me feel like I am on a talk show or something. Welcome to my live. If this is your first time watching, my name's Crystal, aka Kristen Maximizer, and I am a business coach. And I help women create profitable businesses from scratch. I help women create businesses that they actually love, that they actually enjoy, and make consistent money doing it using social media. I've been in business since 2018, and I have coached over 30 women to start and grow their businesses. And tonight, I want to share with you some of my top tips for focusing on your business. But I want to know who's here. I want to know who's in the room. So let me know in the comments what city, what state, what country you're watching from. And if you want to start or grow or focus more on your business in 2024, drop some money signs in the chat. So let me know where you're watching from. And if you want to start, grow, or focus more on your business in 2022, I want you to drop some money signs in the chat. So, a little bit about me. I started my business, Kristen Maximizer, in 2019. 2018. It started just as a YouTube channel, and I was teaching women how to coupon, budget, and meal plan. 1 year later, on my 1 year YouTube anniversary, I hit 1 million views on YouTube, and I had close to 20,000 subscribers, and I got fired from my corporate 9 to 5 job. I got fired. I was planning to leave, but they fired me first, so it was totally fine. And I did not go and get another job. I decided that I was going to make it my full-time business. So 3 months after I got fired, I hired my first business coach. I paid her $1,000 a month to teach me how to run an online business. And from then, I have been able to make multiple six figures, over $300,000 in 4 years, being an online coach. So I coached women on how to coupon and how to budget and how to save their money. In 2020, I started teaching women how to start side hustles and how to start businesses. And I absolutely fell in love. So in 2020, I started teaching my couponing clients how to start side hustles and how to start businesses. I loved it. Then my coach asked me to coach some of her people. So I started coaching her people for business coaching. And I fell in love with business coaching. But you want to know what I fell in love with more? The fact that I could help women make more money so that they could make a better impact. If you want to make more money in your business in 2024, drop some money signs in the chat. Pamela's watching from Austin, Texas. I am live on all of my platforms, y'all. I'm live on 2 YouTube channels, my Facebook page, TikTok, and Instagram at the same time. Because I want to talk to y'all tonight about how to focus more on your business, how to get more focused in on your business. But I started coaching in 2020, business coaching. I absolutely fell in love. Like, I absolutely fell in love with being able to help women make more money and make more impact. So, for 3 years, I did both 2021, 2020, 2021, 2022. I did both. I focused on couponing, and on the back end, I was always helping someone with their business. In 2023, I decided I was basically going to burn my business down and start it over. Basically, what I did is I decided I was going to be a full-time business coach in like March of 2023. And I spent the rest of 2023 building my business coaching programs. I have 2 of them, and getting my feet wet with being a full-time business coach and not teaching couponing at all anymore. And now that I'm about to come up on my year anniversary, I'm so happy I did it. And why am I telling y'all this story? I'm telling you this story because I want you to know who I am, and I want you to know kind of what I've gone through. When I made that pivot in my business, I literally felt like I was starting over. I started a brand new YouTube channel from scratch last year called Build a Business with Chris, where I share all the business starting and business growth content. So if you're not subscribed, go subscribe to Build a Business with KRYS on YouTube. And starting new programs, closing old programs, getting new clients, I really felt like I was starting over in business. So right now, today, I feel like I've had 2 businesses in one, like 2 businesses in one shell because of that. So tonight, I want to talk about how you can focus in business, because it has been hard. I have been a side hustler with the business, and I've done this full time. I've done this full time more than I did as a side hustle. I literally side hustled for 1 year, and I was been full time since 2019. So 2020 was a year. 2021 was two. So 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. So I'm going into my fifth year of this being my being full time in the business. Fifth year. I can't believe that, right? 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. I can't believe I'm going into 5 years of doing this full time. So I'm going into doing this full time for 5 years, and I've learned so much. I've tried all the strategies. I have been distracted. I have worked 50 hours a week. I have worked 10 hours a week. Like I have been on every spectrum. So I want to share with y'all some of my tips for how to focus in your business. Pamela says, I remember your couponing days. Hey, man, dude, thank you so much for joining. So I'm going to go into the tips to help you focus on your business. But let me know in the comments where you watching from. And if you want to start or grow your business in 2024, drop some money signs in the chat. If you're ready to start or grow your business in 2024, drop some money signs in the chat. I respond to every comment. I respond to every question. I like to be very engaging in my lives. So feel free to get chatty in the comments and let's talk about this thing. So let's dig into how to focus on your business. Okay, so the first tip is one that is very important. If you have an area of your life, specifically your business, that you want to focus on, you have to sit with yourself. You have to decide that your business is a priority. You have to decide that your business is important. And because of that, you are ready to do the work. A lot of us do a lot of talking. I'm a talker. Okay. I do a lot of talking. Okay. But are you ready to do the action? Because we can talk about the business all day. We can talk about all the things all day, but are you ready to actually make the sacrifice and do the work? And guess what? Only you know if you're ready for that. So many people will talk to me, and in the end, they're actually scared that they are not going to show up for themselves and do the work. We're human, it's real. Every It's not always the right time. Like I've known since I was a kid that I wanted to start a business, and it wasn't the right time for me to start a business until I started Kristen Maximizer in 2018. I started a business before that in 2017, hated it. I closed it in like early to mid 2018 because I knew that it was not the business for me. It wasn't the thing for me. But it took me until I was 27 to start a serious business. So you have to decide that your business is a priority and that it is important to you. You can't focus on something that's not important and not a priority. So you have to also decide that you are ready to do the work. Having a business is not easy. Let me bring my microphone closer for YouTube so y'all can hear me clearly. Okay? Okay? Okay. You have to decide that you are ready to do the work because having a business is not easy. It's not easy. Haven't been in a while. Did you move? No, I'm just at my mama's house. I don't know or what business to have. Do you want to have a business, Pamela? Do you want to have a business? You just don't know what business to have, right? You have to decide that you're ready to do the work because having a business is not hard. Do I love it? Yes. You know how they say you have to pick your heart, pick your struggle? I choose the struggle of being a full time business owner and it being hard. I don't want the struggle of having a 9 to 5 and dealing with people telling me what to do. I don't want to have the struggle of a corporate culture where you can't be yourself. I don't want to have the struggle of where I can't do what I need to do with my family or with my kid because the job comes first and they think that the job runs our life because they pay us money. Absolutely not. So, running a business is not easy. It's definitely one of the hardest things I've done. Like being somebody's mother and running a business, they up there. They up there together. It is not easy. It is not for the faint of heart. Um, Things are not always going to be the way that you want them to be. Things are not going to turn out the way that you want them to turn out. Okay? You know where you want to go. It's over the river, through the woods, under snow, through mud. All that crap is going to happen. It is not easy, but I need you to sit and decide with yourself, is your business important to you? If the answer is yes, are you going to make it a priority? And are you ready to do the work? Are you ready to make the sacrifices? Time, money, energy. Are you ready to do it? Because again, a lot of us talk a lot of stuff, but we don't have the action that's going to back it up. So you have to decide. If you want to focus more on your business, you've got to decide that it's a priority, it's important, and you're ready to do the work. Thank you so much for those likes. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for those likes. I appreciate it. You have to decide that it's important. Hey, my second tip for you to help you focus on your business is I would encourage you, hey Barbara, thanks for joining. I would encourage you to create a 12-month vision. I want you to write down what your goals are for your business and what you want to accomplish in the next 12 months. Now, this is important because you have to know where you're going. If you don't have any goals, you don't have a vision, you don't really have a purpose. Yes, mother, I'm live. You don't have a purpose. Thank you so much for those roses, Amber. I appreciate it. You can't focus if you don't know what you're focusing on. So I want you to sit down and write out a 12-month vision. And I don't want to hear, well, I don't know where I'm going to be in 12 months. I don't know what my life is going to look like. Stop looking for the negative. I want you to think, in a perfect world, if you could wave a magic wand, what would your business look like in the next 12 months? If you focused hard, what would your business look like in the next 12 months? If you did the work, what would your business look like in the next 12 months? What's your goal? What do you want to make? What do you want your business to look like in the next 12 months? And I want you to write it down. Okay? Write it down. Now, I am not the coach that tells you to make goals and doesn't help you figure out a way to meet those goals. Okay? But I want you to have a vision. Like, I have my sales plan for the whole year. Like, I know how much money I want to make. I know that I want to serve about a little over 100 clients this year. I know what programs I want to sell, when I want to sell them. I have my plan laid out. Excuse me. Now, that does not mean that we're going to follow this plan to a T, because we're already on January 11th. And the way that I've written it, it's not quite going the way that I thought I would. But my goal is to get to that end goal. So if my path is a little different or a little windy, that's fine. But I know what my goal is. I know what I'm working towards. Okay. And I'm making progress towards that. And I always say, if you have a plan, you can pivot. If you have a plan, you can pivot. It's so much easier to pivot when you know where you're trying to go. You know where you're trying to get to. You can pivot, right? So you need a vision. You can't just sit down and say, I'm going to focus on my business and not give yourself some direction. What does focus look like? Okay. My third tip for you to help you focus on your business, I put get help. Do not do this alone. Contrary to popular belief, as someone who's worked with multiple coaches at different stages of her business, I think that it is fundamentally important to get someone to help you in the early stages of your business. And I don't mean a VA to do your work for you. I mean someone who can help you with your vision, someone who can help you prioritize, someone who can help keep you accountable, someone who can help motivate you and support you, encourage, uplift you. Someone who's done what you are trying to do and they can help you along. Get a coach, get a mentor. Now, if this is for you personally, go get the therapist, right? Go and heal yourself internally. Whatever it is you need to do to get help to be the best version of yourself. Business is hard. You're going to save yourself a lot of money and a lot of time if you work with a coach or a mentor earlier in your business process versus later. You know, one thing I don't like when people are like, as soon as I get everything together, I'm going to work with you. Well, that's not the point. I'm supposed to work with you while it's a mess, while you're trying to get everything together. You do not need to come to your coach or your mentor with everything together. You need a plan. You need a focus. I want to hear your vision. But when you work with a coach or a mentor, they're supposed to help you get there. Okay? Like when athletes work with a coach or mentor, they know what their goal is. They have some skill, they have some knowledge. Absolutely, they have some skill, they have some knowledge, but they're working with their coach to get better. They're working with their coach to perfect those skills to the highest level that they possibly can, right? And some, if you start young, if you start really young, you have no knowledge. So the coach literally helps to mold you and support you as you grow. So instead of investing in a $2,000 custom website, join a group coaching program, join a mentorship, join a membership, and learn from someone who's done this before. Do not do this alone. I wish I would have hired a coach sooner. If I would have things could have looked a lot different for me if I would have just hired my coach like even 6 months sooner. So I hired her 3 months after I got fired because I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing in the sense of I knew how to coupon. I knew how to teach people how to coupon. But as far as email marketing, no idea. Marketing on social media, no idea. Making connection and conversion content, no idea. Back office systems, no idea. Project management systems, no idea. Getting a team, no idea. Like literally, no idea. I did not know what it meant to run an online business. I didn't. I mean, was I making a little bit of money? Yes, but I had a membership for $5 a month and I had 10 years of experience. So, like, I needed help. And when I hired her, a lot of things clicked for me. Mindset in business, I had no idea. No idea. So I learned a lot, and I wish I would have hired a coach while I was still in my 9 to 5, but it's fine. You live and you learn. And I'm not just saying that. If I'm not your coach, I understand. If I'm not the person you want to work with, cool. Everything's not for everybody, but go find someone and work with them. Go get help earlier in your business. I promise you, it's going to save you so much time and so much money. A lot of money wasted because you won't make as many grave mistakes because you have someone to speak to about it. You have someone to help you through it, right? So let's get to tip number 3. Like, I can make a business outside of a 9 to 5. Yes. I started my business when I had a 9 to 5. I started my business when I had my 9 to 5. You can absolutely make your business. And I suggest if you have a 9 to 5, start the business while you have the 9 to 5 so that you don't have to rely on your business to make money. You are I don't want to say perfecting because nothing's perfect. You're making progress on your business, making the money, making the mistakes, setting it all up while you already have a source of income. Make sense? So there's no pressure. I had my business for a year when I got fired. So I had ways of making money. And when I got fired, I was like, okay, let me double down on this and I can make more money. Okay? So that was my third tip. That was kind of tip 2.5, get help. But next tip is now that you have your vision, right? You wrote your 12-month vision. You need to come up with action steps, tasks that you need to complete to get to that vision. And I want you to break it up quarterly. So you know what you want to do for the year. Okay. So let's just say you're starting a brand new business and your goal is to make $10,000 in your first year. Okay. Excuse me. That's a little under $1,000 a month. It's like $700-800 a month you want to make because it's a side hustle. You have a 9 to 5, but you want to make 10,000. Okay. Or you want to sell like 200 products, whatever it is. I want you to break your plan up into quarters. So the first 3 months of the year is Q1. The second 3 months of the year is Q2. The third 3 months of the year is Q3. And the last 3 months of the year is Q4. I want you to break up your goals into quarterly chunks. Okay. So I'm going to do 12,000 because that's $1,000 a month and that's easy math for my brain right now. So your goal is to make $12,000 in a year. So that means every 3 months your goal is to make $3,000 with your business over 3 months. And I want you to break that down monthly. That's $1,000 per month. So if you break down your income goal from yearly to quarterly to monthly, we know what we're working towards. Okay. And then we need to figure out what do we need to do to get to that $1,000 a month? What do we need to sell to get to that $1,000 a month? What tasks do I need to do in order to get to that $1,000? Oh, I've never had a conversation on money outside of a 9 to 5. Very interesting. There's so many ways to make money outside of a 9 to 5. Oh my gosh. But yes, you can start a business and you could, depending on the business, make a lot more money than you make in your 9 to 5. So once you know what your tasks are, for instance, if your product is $50, you would need to sell 20 of them every month to hit that $1,000 gross, right? So I want you on your plan to be like, each quarter I need to make $3,000. Monthly, that means $1,000. Monthly, that means I need to make 20 sales of my product to hit that $1,000. 20 sales of my $50 product, 10 sales of my $100 product, one sale of my $1,000 product, two sales of my $500 product, whatever it is. And then I need you to list out the tasks that need to be done. So in order for me to sell 20 of my products, I need to create content to build an audience on Instagram so that I have someone to sell to. So that one of your tasks is creating content, following up, fulfilling orders. Like, I need you to think this thing through from beginning to end of what that process is going to be. And that's why having a coach is helpful, because as the coach, I can help you fill in things that you weren't thinking about, things that you weren't thinking that you needed to do. The coach and the mentor will help you fill in those blanks, right? So at this point, you'll have some, if not all, of your needle moving tasks written down that you need to do in order to reach your monthly goal of $1,000, to meet your quarterly goal of $3,000, to meet your yearly goal of $12,000. Okay. And we know if you're just starting, you're going to need a little bit of leeway. So when you start the business, the month you start the business is not most likely the month that you're actually going to start making money, because it doesn't take time, because you have to build up your audience, right? So you got to give yourself a little bit of leeway. But I'm using this as an example for someone who may already have their business up and running. But you want to break down your big vision into bite-sized chunks that you can take action on. So yearly, break it down; quarterly, break it down; monthly. And then I even go even deeper, and I go down to weekly and daily, so that I know exactly what I need to do every day to get that needle moving. Okay. So let me check YouTube, and then we're going to keep on going. Let me know if you have any questions. How did I find my coach? I found her on Instagram. Okay. So now that your stuff is broken down, if you want to be more intentional and focus on your business, it's time for you to make time for your business. For most of us, the business is going to be a side hustle when we start. So that means you are working on your business in addition to your 9 to 5. So if that is true for you, my suggestion for you is 1 hour a day on your business. If you can give them people 8 hours of your day, and you can commute back and forth to work, and you can do all the things that we have to do when we have to go into a job, you can give yourself 1 hour a day to work on your business. I don't care if you have to wake up early. If you're a night owl like me, you stay up late. I gave up my lunches with coworkers. I stopped watching all of my TV shows until Fridays. Like, I would record everything on my DVR, and then I would wait until Fridays to watch them so that I could spend the rest of the time on my business. 1 hour a day. Do you hear me? 1 hour a day. And on one of your days off, 2 to 3 hours. So, hypothetically, realistically, you want to be working 7 to 10 hours a week on your business. 7 to 10 hours a week on your business. And I want you to put it on your calendar. That's my next tip. Put the time that you're working on your business in your calendar. So if you're an early riser and you want to work before your kids wake up, so maybe you put an hour from 6 to 7 a.m. in the morning, you work on your business. If you work after hours, maybe you put an hour on your calendar from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. to work on your business. If you're like me and you're like, I'm not eating lunch with my coworkers, maybe you put an hour on your calendar from 12 to 1 when you have your lunch at work. You are eating and you're researching. You're eating and you're writing down the topics for your content. You're eating and you're following up with clients on your phone. You're eating and you're looking up packaging. You're doing research. Whatever it is that you need to do, I need you to put an hour a day on your business. Because remember, number one, you said that your business was important and it was a priority. That 1 hour a day needs to be non-negotiable. Or maybe you're like, you know what, Crystal, to the way my life is set up, I can't do an hour every day, but I can do 10 hours a week. On my one day off, I'm working 5 hours. And there's 2 days a week where my kids have sports, so I can't. But those other 3 days, I'm going to do 2 hours. And I'm going to do 5 hours on my day off. And that's going to get me to my 10. I just think that if you need it broken up into bite-sized chunks, 1 hour a day. Even if you have to do 30 minutes in the morning before you go to work and 30 minutes in the evening when you get home, or 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at lunch. Maybe you have to take a bus or a train to work and you work for 30 minutes while you're on the train. Whatever works for you. Okay, you don't drive, you be in that Uber. You could be working for 15 minutes in the back of the Uber, and work could be listening to a podcast. Work could be watching the replay of this live stream. Work can be brain dumping the ideas that you have for your business that you want to work on at a later day. Work could be you deciding your 1 hour a day for next week and putting it on your calendar. Okay, so 1 hour a day to work on your business. And research counts. And I want you to put it on your calendar like it's non-negotiable. Like it's a meeting with your boss. It's an event with your family that somebody paid for and you can't cancel. It is your kid's soccer game that you don't want to miss. I want you to put it on your calendar and make it non-negotiable. So as someone who's full-time in my business, this year I've dedicated myself to work 20 to 25 hours a week in my business. So I'm like 4 hours a day is my minimum. And I usually work 6 days. I typically take Sundays off. Sometimes I take Saturdays off too, but my goal is to work 4 hours a day in my business. There's some days where I don't work at all, if I'm being very, very, very honest with you. But my goal for 2024 is to do 4 hours. That's it. That's all. And this live can technically count as one of my hours. So I think I've only done like 3 hours today, but I took my grandma to the store. I did some work for a client. So I worked a lot of hours today. I just didn't work all of it for Krista Maximizer. I spent 3 hours taking my grandma to the store, right? But that's the life that I live. And then there'll be a day where I work like 10 hours in a day, not even on purpose, but kind of on accident when I get into the groove. But I get to my goal, which is a minimum of 25 hours per week. That's my goal. If I go over, great, but I want to get to my minimum. Okay. So when are you working on your business? Put it on your calendar and make it non-negotiable. I sit down and I decide my hours every single week. Like I know when I'm supposed to be working. I know the hours that I set. Now, if something comes up like today, my mom was like, "Can you take your grandma to the store?" I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." I moved some things around. I might not get all my hours in today, but I did work over this other day. I'll work a little over on Sunday. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Okay. So I want you to put the time on your calendar and make it non-negotiable. Because if your business is a priority, it needs to be important. Okay. Okay. It's like working a 9 to 5 outside of the subway. I mean, kind of, sort of. My next tip for you is okay, this is a tip that I love to do this. I love to do this, and I want y'all to see that I actually do this. So one thing that I do that really helps me focus in my business is I make a weekly to-do list. I make a weekly to-do list, okay? So actually what I do is, if I'm being very honest with y'all, I brain dump for the month of what my monthly goals are based on what my yearly goals are. So I look at my yearly things that I want to do and I break them up into monthly, right? Because if I have a goal of making that $12,000 for the year, then I know monthly I need to make $1,000. So my goal, it would look like January's goal, make $1,000. In order to do that, I need to sell X amount of coaching slots in order to reach that goal, right? So I make a monthly to-do list, but my tip for you is to create a weekly to-do list with 10 tasks on it. Okay. So as you can see, this says week of January 8th. This is my weekly to-do list. Now, I make this weekly to-do list every single week. This is the first week of the year that I work because last week your girl was off. I was like, Happy New Year on January 8th. That's when I'm starting work again, right? So I make a weekly to-do list. And then from that weekly to-do list, which this kind of goes into my next tip, but I'm talk about them together, I pull my tasks from every day. So I look at my weekly to-do list and I decide based on all these things I need to get done this week, what do I feel like doing on Monday? What do I feel like doing on Tuesday? There's some things I always do, like if recording content is on my calendar, I usually like to record my content on Thursdays. So like if it's the week, like when I go back home, Thursdays are the day that I record my content. So I'll be home for a couple weeks. Those Thursdays that I'm home, I'm going to be recording content. So before I redo my hair, I got to get a bunch of videos done, and then I'll take my hair out, redo it, and then I need to do more videos before I leave again. So make a weekly to-do list. And as someone who's a side hustler, when you have your 1 hour, you take one task to do it. So if one of your tasks is to outline 6 Instagram videos, you're going to do 6 reels and you need to outline them. One task would be outline reels. So when you sit down for your 1 hour, you write out your 6 video topics for your reels and then you outline your talking points and then you are done. Now, if you decide you want to pull another task off, great. But remember, we're working 10 hours a week and we have 10 tasks. Now, some tasks are going to take you less than the hour. So if you outline all your reels in 25 minutes, you technically have 35 extra minutes. Now, you could do another task, a short task, or you could say, you know what? I've met my requirement for the day. I did one task. I'm going to move on. Me, I like to work for the full time. So unless it's a taxing task like content, because usually when I record, that needs to be like the only thing I'm doing that day because I'm spent, then I won't do it. But if it's a small task like clean my email inbox, email someone, write an email, I can do all 3 of those things in 1 hour. So I'm just going to knock it out. But I like this because if you are super duper busy, you can pull some of your easy tasks, get them done in 30 minutes. And now you've got 3 tasks done in 30 minutes. Now some of those tasks that take a lot longer, you have more time for. Does this make sense? Give me some yeses in the comments if this makes sense. Thanks for all the likes on TikTok. I appreciate it. Hey, Susie. Beam says, I'm so sick right now. I'm trying to get motivated. Come on, girl. Let's get motivated. I understand. Let's get motivated. Let's get motivated. Okay, let's get motivated. All right. So this will be very helpful for you. Put 10 weekly tasks on your calendar and take one task a day. Like I can make money now. It's possible depending on the type of business that you start. Depending on the type of business that you start, you could absolutely start making money. I would say within the first 30 days, because you do have to give yourself time to build an audience. You have to build an audience of people who want to buy from you, okay? Unless you have the money to pay for ads, okay? So, next tip for you. Oh, y'all, I think we are almost done. Are there any questions about focusing on starting your business? Are there any questions? I didn't realize this. Last tip. I want you to celebrate your progress. We as women, I know there's some men watching, but I'm speaking specifically to women. Men may feel this way too, but I know for women, we don't celebrate enough. I need you to celebrate your progress. If you did a week and you did all 10 of your tasks, everything from your task list is done, you deserve to celebrate. Now, we don't got to celebrate with food or drink, but you need to pat yourself on the back. You need to give yourself a gold star. You need to give yourself a job well done. Okay? Because you made progress. Maybe your goal was to make 1,000. You made 985. Celebrate. Celebrate. Because that means, okay, I was 15 short of my goal. I'm just grateful I was only 15 short and I was able to get close to the goal. I want you to celebrate your progress. You deserve to be celebrated. You are doing great work and you deserve to acknowledge yourself. Don't wait for anybody else to throw you the party. Throw yourself the party. Yes, celebrating does not mean spending money all the time. Sometimes, yes. But no, for me, it's like celebrating don't mean eating a meal because I always want to celebrate with some food and drinks, right? But celebrate yourself. Do something that makes you feel good, that doesn't cost you money or doesn't add to your pounds on the scale. That's what I will be telling myself, right? How can I celebrate? Binge watching a new show, going out with some friends, hanging out with some friends, right? It doesn't have to be anything super elaborate, but like just giving yourself the job well done will do in a lot of cases because we don't do that to ourselves enough. So I want you to celebrate. I want you to pat yourself on the back. I want you to realize that having a business is not easy. This is not for the faint of heart. If you are someone who's easily discouraged, if you are someone who is not really self motivated, like you really need somebody over you telling you what to do, having a business may not be the best thing for you, because when you have the business, you are in charge. You are the one that has to tell yourself what to do. You are the one that has to hold yourself accountable. That's why coaching and group coaching programs and mentorships come in handy, because those people can also help hold you accountable. But until then, it's just you, boo boo, and you got to keep yourself accountable. Okay? So celebrate your progress. Now, I want to know if there's any questions about focusing on your business or starting your business. If you're like, these tips have been great, but I need help, let me help you. As a business coach, I have two main coaching programs. And one is for you if you don't have a business and you want to start one. And then I have one for you if you already have a business, but you're not making consistent money. So the Brain to Business Bootcamp is an 8-week group coaching program where I help you create your business from scratch. Like, you can literally come to that program and just say, hey, I want to start a business. I just don't know what. And literally, I help you come up with your business idea based on something you like and something that you're good at. I help you create your offer, which is the thing that you're going to sell, a product or service to help you solve a problem and help you figure out what problem you're solving. I also help you figure out how to price your offer so that you make money from day one. So from the day that someone pays you, you make money. And number four, I help you figure out what social media platform you're going to use to build your audience and make sales. So we do all of that in 8 weeks. That program is open right now. Week one was this week. So you get access to the replay, and then you can join us live for all 7 weeks, all 7 of the rest of the weeks. We meet live on Zoom every single week, and our next call is on next Wednesday, the 17th. And where there's a group chat for you to ask me questions in between our coaching calls. But the Brain to Business Bootcamp is for you if you want someone to hold your hand and walk you through the process of getting your business idea completely mapped out. If you want to just figure out what your business is going to be, the Brain to Business Bootcamp is for you. It is very, very, very hands on, and it is made for beginners. I created it for beginners. Okay. It doesn't matter how young you are, it doesn't matter how old you are. I've had clients as old as 60 something. I have a client right now that's 65. Okay. So if she can do it, my mother's about to turn 61. If she can do it, you can do it too. So there's honestly no excuse if you want to get started. So the Brain to Business Bootcamp is $549, and there's a 3-part payment plan if you want to sign up. The link's in my profile. And then if you already have a business, but you're not making a consistent $1,000 per month, then you want the Side Hustle Society. And the Side Hustle Society is a group coaching program where you can choose 6 or 12 months. And this is where I help you make consistent money every single month. We focus on your social media, we focus on your marketing, and we focus on your sales. This is live coaching. You bring to the call what you need, and I help you. So I just started something new this year where I do themed coaching calls, and we have 3 themed coaching calls per month. I just did one tonight on your offer where I help you perfect and update your offer. We have one on sales where the whole purpose of that call is to help you make more money, where we focus on your sales strategy and your sales plan. And then we do one social media call where I'm looking at your social media, I'm reviewing your videos, I'm critiquing them, I'm giving you feedback, I'm helping you make updates and changes to your bio so it makes it easier for people to know who you are and want to connect and engage and eventually buy from you. So those 3 calls are tailored to you, and this is live coaching on Zoom. My coaching is not cookie cutter. It's specifically made for where you are to help you get to where you want to go. So in the Side Hustle Society, we meet 5 times a month. We have a Slack community for you to ask questions in between the calls. You get access to the replays. We have a training vault with curriculum inside, all the things. So you can get started in the Side Hustle Society. That program is 6 payments of $225 if you do 6 months, and it's a little cheaper if you decide to do 12 months. So if you are interested in working with me in either of them programs, or if you're like, Crystal, I want one-on-one coaching, because that's also available, all you have to do is send me a DM on Instagram or TikTok at Chris the Maximizer and say, I'm ready to get help with my business. I'm ready to invest in myself. I'm ready to do the work. I'm ready to show up. I'm ready for the accountability. I'm ready for the support. I'm ready to get coached. And we can get it popping, right? We can start working together. And we can start getting you the business that you have been wanting. Okay? Are there any questions? Like my microphone has I'm like, is that something or is that just like little sparkles in the microphone? I thought it was fuzz on it. Are there any questions? Like, I love this microphone. It makes me want to be a singer. Any questions? Oh, it says I was eliminated. I'm like looking at this live thing. Any questions? I never thought about being a business owner. IDK was to ask. No, it's okay. I understand. I'm happy the live was helpful for you. I'm really happy that it was helpful and it got you thinking differently. No, I'm on live.
Oh.
What you doing?
And what time you leaving? I'm going out there. What time you leaving in the morning?
I'm going to CD at 11.
Oh, okay. Right. Right. I'll talk to you on the road tomorrow.
Okay. You going to sleep?
I'm gonna lay down.
You tired?
Cause I gotta get up at 8 or 7.
Okay. Good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Anybody else have any other questions? So I could really be a 3D media company crazy to consider. You can be whatever you want to be. If you do have experience with 3D media, because literally you can start a business doing whatever you want. You can literally start a business doing whatever you want. Like, honestly, you can start a business doing whatever you want. Yeah, you can start a business doing whatever you want. As long as you are solving a problem. And I've talked about this on other lives before. Businesses that solve a problem or offer convenience do well. So as long as your business solves a problem or offers convenience, you'll do well. If you start a business and it doesn't solve anyone's problem, you're probably not going to make any money, right? You're probably not going to make any money. No questions. You gave me a lot to think about and ways to get focused on a plan. Yay, I'm glad it was helpful. Any advice for an introvert who wants to start a business? What kind of business do you want to start? And your introvertedness should have nothing to do with like you getting started. Like my biz bestie is an introvert and she runs her business. She shows up on Instagram, she goes live, she posts content, um, she meets with clients. But the getting started part, you do that, you do it on your own terms. You know what I mean? So I want you to go a little bit deeper with your question. What kind of business do you want to start? And what's holding you back from starting? What's holding you back from starting? Okay. So what's holding you back from starting? Because with coaching, you can start that anytime. It doesn't require any overhead and you can get started. Because really, when it comes to coaching, you just need to come up with a package. You need to build an audience and sell. Because it's not going to cost you anything. You can use Zoom or Google Meet. If you do one-on-one, that's literally for free. You can collect payments on PayPal for free. You can sign up with the email service provider for free. So you can literally start your budgeting business for almost $0 and 0 cents. $0. And 0 cents. 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 0 c So yeah. Let me know what's holding you back. I see great lives like this and it's a bit intimidating. Okay. Well, I want to ask you this. Are you ready to be serious about this to get started? Because you can work up to it. You don't have to start with going live, right? Um, but you also have to ask yourself, like, how much can your social battery take? Because when I'm live right this, technically I'm in the room by myself, like my mother's in the next room, but there's no one here with me, and I have control of how long I can be on here, right? So you get to decide how long your social battery lasts. Like my biz bestie, who's an introvert, she knows when she goes live for a short amount of time. Like when I tell her I'm live for an hour, like that's a really long time for her, especially because she needs to recharge her battery, right? She needs to recharge her energy. Um, so if you're ready to get help, we can start with the baby steps because I understand how overwhelming it can be to show up on camera. But you don't have to start with live. You can start with pre-recorded content where you record it, no one sees it, and you get to edit it to what you think is best, what you feel most comfortable with, and you get that out into the world. So you don't have to worry about being in person or live with someone. You can do all pre-recorded content to start. But I will say when it comes to coaching, live is great because people get a little taste of the type of coaching that they're going to get from you. So if you are ready to create your coaching, the Brain to Business Bootcamp will be a great place for you because we created all from scratch. Get your coaching package together, get your pricing together, get your offer together, choose your social media, and help you figure out what your content will look like. But one word of advice, like if you are going into the coaching industry, people need to hear you. So we got to hear you speak and we have to see your face because people need to know, like, and trust you in order to buy from you, in order to want to coach with you. And you can think about the content that you create as like practice for working with your clients as well. So let me know if that was helpful. And if you do want to work together, just send me a DM on TikTok. Send me a DM and I'd love to work with you to help you get it together. Coaching is my jam. Coaching is my jam. And I was a coupon and budget coach for many years. I still have coupon and budget clients right now that I help and support. So I know, how to craft a package, how to market, all the things when it comes to budget coaching. Any other questions? Great questions. Any other questions? Okay, I don't see any other questions. I'm going to go because I have a long day tomorrow. I do. I'm not going to get up too early, but I do have a long day tomorrow. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me live. I had a couple different lives that I did earlier this week because I think I've been live almost every day this week. But if you go to my YouTube channel, Build a Business with Chris, you can go to the live section and you can see my live replays. And then you can also see the video content that I've posted for this week. So I post like 3 times a week. So if you go to my YouTube, Build a Business with Chris, you can see all of the replays that I have on my of my live streams because I'm live right now on YouTube as well. So all of the lives save over there. And I honestly don't remember all the topics because I want to say I've been live this whole week. Yes, it's Chris, Krys. Build a Business with Chris. It's also linked in my TikTok profile. If you click go to my latest YouTube video, it should take you there. But Build a Business with Krys. You can see the content I've recently posted and you can also see the live replays. I also share more about each of my programs. The links are in the description box to all the programs, my website, all the things.
Make sure he didn't poop.
He ain't been out here. Okay. You're welcome. If you have any other questions, you can definitely send me a message over on TikTok. But thank y'all so much for joining me. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.